I'm getting ready to do my protein treatment and I am prepping. And I like to use a spray bottle with the nozzle, and it sprays, not just shoot a stream, but it actually sprays like a mist. It's because the protein treatment is very liquidy. It's very liquidy. And so I like to make sure I don't waste any. So I use a spray bottle. And I'm just gonna pour this back in here. And I am going to go ahead, and prep my bottle. It's just a regular spray bottle. I think this is about 8 ounces. And I got it from Sally's, and they were 2 for $3. So I actually got 2. So I'm gonna shake this up, shake it up really good. Ooh. And I'm just going to, here, let me see here. I'm just going to pour it in. And I'm going to pour about halfway. I'm not going to pour the full 8 ounces. So I'm just going to do about right there. And go ahead and put the cap back on. And so, okay, so this is what I mean when I say for it to spray. Oh, let's make sure that it's open. There we go. So, but I want it to not. You see that? Oh, you probably can't see it, but that's what I want it to be. There you go. And actually, I may need it open. No, that's fine. But I just want to be able to spray it. Because I found out when I tried to pour it, I waste so much more. So this is my protein treatment prepped in a bottle, and no water added or anything. You saw I just literally poured the protein treatment into the bottle. Okay, let's get started.
Right now, all I'm doing is just wetting my hair. I've learned that it's really important that I wet my hair thoroughly, and this also allows me to use the water to detangle, and I call it water detangling. It's just using the stream of water from the shower to separate my hair as I physically separate it with my hands. I do it gently, but I really just want to make sure that I remove as many big tangles as possible. And one other thing that you will notice, and that I noticed too, and this is how I know that my hair is getting wet, is that my hair hangs more and it feels heavy when it's saturated with water versus when it's dry and it's just basically a puff. So I gently use my fingers and just pull my hair apart, removing the big knots as much as I can. Definitely having a shower with a strong stream of water is preferable, but if you don't, just use what you can and be gentle regardless of what type of water you use. Just be gentle.
Mommy,
and I just really just work through all of my hair. I work the sides, I work the back, and now that it's all saturated, now I'm going to go ahead and use the Natural Girl herbal blends to help me detangle.
8, 9, 10,
And the reason why I picked this conditioner is because it's protein free. And also because I'm doing a protein treatment, it's very important to use a product that doesn't have protein in it, because I don't want to add any more product to my hair than I need. If I add additional product to my hair, then that's going to make my hair possibly coarse or feel like it's straw or dry. And that could be definitely a reason why a lot of people complain that protein treatments make their hair hard, is because they're adding extra protein on top of an already protein concentrated product or treatment. So right now, I'm really just working it through and just removing as many tangles as I can. And you can basically, with the Naturel Grow product, I can basically just feel it melt the tangles in my hair. And so I'm just pulling it apart, gently pulling it apart, and rubbing my fingers through. Just making sure that, if I can get my fingers all the way through, then that's really good. That's exactly what I want. And the detangler is working exactly how it should. And see, the back part of my hair right here, that is the coarsest part of my hair. And I really have to be careful when doing any type of detangling in that section. Yeah, go ahead and take that big water hair off. So I'm just going to continue working it through. And as you will see, it's going to get easier. It's going to basically detangle in your hands. Or, I'm sorry, I see that it's going to get easier, and it's basically going to detangle in my hands. And that's when I know that it's time for me to move on.
Mommy, sit down.
And I can just keep running my fingers through. And that's really important right there, just being able to just run my fingers through. Because, again, that's one of the other signs to let me know that it's working, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I'm just going to keep working it through and working it through. And I am so happy that I found this out about my regimen when I did my 15 weeks, of getting to know my hair. That's part of what I did, trying to really figure out a really good regimen for myself. And I found out that before I do anything to my hair, I needed to wet it thoroughly, saturate it with as much water as possible, and use a detangler, not oils, but an actual detangler or deep conditioner that had a detangling ingredient in it, like BTMS or BTMS 25, BTMS 50, something like that will really help me detangle. Use that first, then turn around and shampoo and condition and style. And honestly, just doing that little bit made such a humongous difference in my natural hair journey. And I'm so happy that I was able to figure that out. But it took time. It was learned within 15 weeks of really just focusing on getting to know my hair. So it's really starting to melt the tangles, and I could really just tell by how it's just feeling it, and how I don't really feel a lot of knots as I run over it with my hands. I can just tell that it's starting to detangle more. And that's one of the really good things that I like about this product. Okay, so right here, I really made a mistake because I should have used a comb to part instead of parting with my fingers and making my parts extremely clean. Because as I continue, I'm gonna need clean parts. It will just make it easier to have clean parts when you're detangling. And I honestly, I don't know why I didn't stop and correct it, but looking back at the video and everything, I really should have done that. So don't make the same mistake that I did. If you're parting with your fingers and you're detangling and or using a protein treatment such as Aphogee, use a comb, make your clean parts. It will help you so much in the long run. Learn from my mistakes. That's what I'm here for. Learn from my mistakes. Okay. So just parting my hair, I've parted from front to the back. And now I have parted my right side into two. And I'm just twisting that up. And I'm going to put that in a claw. My back part, twist it up and put it in a claw. And one thing that I also learned from my 15 weeks of getting to know my hair is actually what was the best way to detangle my hair. And what I found out is that I need to detangle one in small sections. And so that's why I pretty much part my hair in fours, and then I half each section. So each fourth gets parted in half. And so not only do I need to detangle in small sections, but I also need to detangle in something that I call the funnel method, which means I'm going from biggest to smallest. And that starts out, it's 5 parts to it. Okay, or 4 parts. I use 4 combs. But I also use my fingers, a wide tooth comb, a standard comb, and then a small tooth comb. And I found that this was the absolute best method ever, the funnel method, for detangling my hair. Not only does I not lose a lot of hair, I mean the shedding, the breakage from detangling is minimized, to the utmost. And I'll show you the sections as I detangle so that you can see. But I've already used my fingers to detangle. That's what I was doing earlier. And so right now, what I'm doing is just using a wide tooth comb. And I'm combing through. And my whole point is to be able to use each comb from root to tip. That's how I know that the funnel method is working. And that I've done each section. And see, that's the hair from combing. Which is nothing, is nothing compared. Now, I've had some hair to come, to be in the comb after I've detangled, and it was massive. It was a wad of hair. It was a lot. It was too much. But that was one of the reasons that prepped me to take some time and learn about my hair, and I did it over a course of 15 weeks. And so right now, I'm using a standard comb. And it's just a regular comb, and it's actually nothing special about these particular combs that I'm using. They came from Sally's or Walmart. And right now I'm just going through the tips, making sure that I take care of my tips and starting, if there's a snag, just stopping and working it and, working it through with the comb. And if I can use my fingers, then I will. So I'm just combing it through, and see, had I had clean parts, I wouldn't be pulling hair from different sections, which I will, is going to be a problem later. And so just combing it through, that's the hair that's, come from, whether it's breakage or shedding from that one small section. And so now I'm going to use the rat tail comb or the small tooth comb. And because I've already detangled and the small tooth comb is not the first comb, I start at the roots and I make sure that I can detangle my roots, because for my hair, my ends can tangle, but my roots can tangle as well. And I really want to make sure that I get through to my roots, because I don't want my hair to mat. Because my texture of hair, if my hair starts to mat, it would lock. And look at that. That's no hair at all from combing through that section. That's the main reason why I love the funnel method, because it works. For me, it completely works. And so I'm just going to go ahead and twist this section up, because that's basically it. And I just do that per section. And I do it while my hair is saturated with some type of detangling conditioner or deep conditioner. And in this case, I'm using Natural Grow. And I always, when I'm twisting my hair, I always keep a comb handy. And if it starts feeling kind of rough and not smooth, I'll stop and comb it through and make it smooth before I keep going. I don't braid over rough patches in my hair or twist over rough patches. Okay, so now I'm starting over again. This is the top section, and I'm just using that wide tooth comb, and I'm combing it through, making sure again that I can just work it through just from root to tip. That is my goal, is to work it from root to tip. And if I had any tangles, I'll start at the tips. I would not dare just take a comb and, midway and just start combing. No way, no ma'am, no sir, no how. I wouldn't do that. I always start at the tips if I had tangles. But because I've been working through my hair, I felt confident starting where I did. And if I ran into tangles, then I'll just start at the tips. And so now I'm using the standard comb. And again, I'm focusing on my roots. I need to make sure that my roots to the tip is combed through. And see that piece right there? It was out of place because I didn't have clean lines. So I'm just combing it through and just working it. Okay, and that part is pretty much done. Now it's time for, see that hair? I shouldn't do that. I'm adding hair that was loose into a section that I've already detangled with my fingers, wide tooth comb, a standard comb, and now I'm putting a rat tail comb or a small tooth comb, and I'm gonna run into problems. See right there? Problems, because that part has not been detangled. And I added it in because my lines were not clean. Oh my gosh, I just really wish I would have stopped and made clean lines so that I wouldn't have that problem. But learn from my mistakes. Learn from what I'm doing. And so right now I'm just really just combing it through, trying to make sure that that added hair that I put in gets detangled, just as detangled as the rest of the hair that I was working with. And so I could tell. And so I'm just, just working it through. And if I need to stop and repart, that's what I'm doing right now. And I'll just handle that section by itself. And that's no problem, because I'm not in any rush. Anytime that I need to detangle my hair, I make time. And I make sure that I'm not, pressed, hurried, or rushed, because I can't rush through my hair. And if I am rushed or hurried, then I just won't detangle. And that's fine. It's really okay. And I only detangle my hair when I have time, because I don't want to break through, just rake through my hair. I don't want to do that. I really want to, take time and be gentle with it. So this part looks like it's coming along, and The comb is going through from root to tip. And I really don't like working with really big sections that are bigger than more teeth space of the comb. So I like for the comb to be able to glide over all of it, over all of my hair. And if it can't, then look at that, little to no hair. That is why I love the funnel method for detangling. That is the absolute reason why. Oh, man, that little piece. It is a mess. Man, I really should have I should have stopped. Gracious. But if you've come this far, we're 20 minutes in. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I look forward to your feedback, your comments, and or your questions. And be sure to subscribe. But yeah, so it's going to take, just taking my time and being gentle and making sure that it's all detangled at the end of the day without losing massive amounts of hair. That is always my goal, not to lose massive amounts. And to be gentle with my ends, because that is the oldest part. And I have to treat it really nice if I want it to stick around, which is really one of the main reasons why I even do protein treatments. So look at there. That is the whole section that I was working with. And don't mind the faces that I make. I'm just a face making type of chick. So I make faces. And plus, I don't want the product of my hair to snap back in my face either. But yeah, that face right there, yeah, it's just a face. So as long as I'm able to comb through, then, that is perfect. That is exactly what needs to happen. The whole section, I'm able to comb through all of that. And so that's really great. And so I'm doing that with a standard comb. And so now I'm finna to try it with with the wide tooth comb, that whole section, the entire section, the fourth. And it's working. It's going great. Starting at the roots and working my way all the way down. And it's doing exactly what it, what I want. That's what I expect. And that's it. Oh, I love my shrinkage. It's wonderful. I know some people get upset with their shrinkage, but I don't mind. I embrace it. I use it to my advantage. So now that that section is completely detangled, I'm going to go ahead and twist it up. And just working the twist all the way down. Because that section is done. I have no need to come back to that section. I'm just going to wrap it around in like a little Cinnabon. And I'm going to use a claw to clip it and hold it in place. Yep, just like that. And so now I'm going to start on the back half of that side. And, instead of taking you all the way through that again, I've shared my method with you. And so it's doable. As you can see, it is so doable. And, just to recap it, we water detangle, we finger detangle. We used a deep conditioner with a detangling ingredient in it like BTMS 25, BTMS 50. We also used a wide tooth comb. And we also used a standard comb and a small tooth comb. And I just used my fingers, the wide tooth comb, the standard comb, and the rat tail comb. And in that order until my hair was thoroughly detangled. And that is what I call the funnel method. All right, stay tuned. More is coming. Okay, at this point, my hair has been detangled. And I actually shampooed but I don't have a video. I'm sorry. But I use the shampoo for damaged hair by Aphogee. And for detangling, I use the Natural Grow Herbal Blends for detangling. And this was a really good product to use, specifically because it's protein free. And I don't want to add any additional protein to my hair because I'm using such a protein concentrated product or treatment. So it's been detangled. I've shampooed. And oh my gosh, if you see, my twists came loose. And so I'm just going to go ahead and section it off, because I like to apply the protein treatment in small sections, particularly because I like to comb through my protein treatments at least once or twice. And it doesn't take me long to do it, to apply the protein treatment. But yeah, I say that now, and because I'm recording, it takes me like 45 minutes to an hour to do it. But it's okay. Now I'm going to use a wide tooth comb and just comb through, just like I did before a few minutes ago. And here's the small tooth comb. And I'm just going to comb through. And it should just glide through with no problems. And it's doing as I expect. And right there at the tip, just be gentle with it and pull it through. And that's really good. And I'm just going to go ahead and twist it up, because that section is already detangled. And it's ready for the protein treatment, baby. And really, when I'm doing a protein treatment, or if I'm wearing a loose style, I need to remove as much shedded hair or broken hair as much as possible, because it makes the hair look rough. Well, let me put it makes my hair look rough. And so I'm going to do the top section as well, because I want to make sure that the protein treatment is distributed evenly through my hair. And I really just like to comb through just to make sure the strands are coated. But that's just me. But in order for me to do that, I need to make sure the comb needs to be able to go through and not get snagged, because I need to work really, really quick. I need to work quick because protein treatment, if you don't know, gets sticky before it gets hard. And you don't want to comb through when it's sticky. So yeah, I just had to break that part up because it was really thick. And so I'm just going to work with that section that's a little bit more manageable. And I'm going to start at the ends this time. Start at the bottom and work my way up to the top. Gotta take care of those tips, because I do it for the tips, baby. So I'm just starting at the ends because my end seems to be a little tangled, and that's okay. So I just start at the ends, take my time, use the comb, being gentle. And as I work through, and just work my way up. But you know what? Let me just use the wide tooth comb and make sure that, I'm getting all the tangles out. Okay, so you know what? I'm having some major issues right now. Yeah. I'm not able to comb through. Which is fine. Which is absolutely fine. I'll just roll with it. And more than likely, I will not I don't know. Let me just keep trying. Okay, I worked it out. Now, you know what? When I used the protein treatment shampoo, it's not clarifying, but it could be. It felt nice. It actually did. But yeah, my hair feels great with it. I don't know what's going on with these. I think when my hair came loose, it yeah, the shower when I was shampooed it. That's why sometimes doing 6 twists, 6 12, I'm sorry, is better than doing 4 because it prevents them on my hair. It reduces the chances that it's going to unravel. And if it does unravel, then I can, go ahead and twist it back up. Oh, that was a banana fana. I was saying banana, Kira, Bobira, banana fana, Bofira, Biba, Bomira, Kira. Are you old enough to remember banana fana? I just did one for Tasha. I'm being extremely silly. Extremely silly. But you know what? And I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole head because that's going to benefit me in the process while I'm doing it. So I might as well just go ahead and knock it out and do it and get it out the way because then that'll make the process that much more easy. So I'm going to go ahead and just clip that. I took that half down. I'm just going to go ahead and clip it and go through the process again. Wide tooth comb, rat tail comb. Oh, I skipped a comb, but it's okay because this is actually the second time that I'm detangling. So it's okay because if I need it, if the tangles were too small for the wide tooth comb, but too big for the small tooth comb, then I would definitely just go and get a standard comb. I would not force trying to detangle with a rat tail, and a wide tooth wouldn't do it. So I would have to go and get a standard comb. But with this one, it was okay. So, but you know what? Let's just have some little chit chat. I've been natural for over 7 years, and tell me how long you've been natural in the comments. And one other thing that I've learned, I learned so much on my 15 weeks getting to know my hair. And one of the things that I learned was that the frequency for protein treatments generally, like the instructions say, do it every 6 weeks, but I can't do them every 6 weeks. I need to do them at least every 10 weeks. And that's not including me using any type of protein conditioners in between that time. So if I was to use any type of protein conditioners or protein packs or anything like that, I can actually extend that time. So I could possibly go 14 weeks. So that's really the wonderful things. I mean, I learned so much about my hair during those 15 weeks. And I advise anybody to go through that because I just learned so much and I benefited greatly from it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and twist that piece up because it's done. So we're just really just moving on. We're doing the same thing again. Well, I'm doing the same thing again. With the wide tooth comb, it seems that, that's really the starting after I finger detangled my entire head. Just starting with the wide tooth comb. Seeing if I could use the small tooth comb. If I can, I use it. If I can't, then I'll just use a standard comb. It's no biggie. And I just work it through. And once I'm able to run the wide tooth comb my hair with the wide tooth comb, then I twist it up. And you know what? My hair at this point is damp. And I got straight out of the shower from shampooing. And it's damp. It's not dripping wet anymore. It's just damp. And that's one of the things that I love. So right now, when, it doesn't feel like it's going smooth, I just stop, comb it, and keep going. I'm sorry. Had that comb in my hair. Oh, I am being extremely goofy right now. And as long as they stay intact pretty good, the twist, then I'm fine. My roots are going to be puffy. I mean, they just are. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to keep one out, the one that I'm going to work with. But you know what? Okay, wait a second. I'm not going to shortcut it. I ain't going to shortcut it. I ain't going to shortcut it. Oh, I am talking so much trash. Oh my goodness. The last thing that I said was there are no shortcuts in natural hair. Just do it. Learn how to do it. And that's right. Oh, goodness. So yeah, just as long as I can run the comb through, then that's what works. That's what I'm looking for. That's the goal. because I always have the intent to comb through each section at least once when I do a protein treatment. And so that's why I use a comb in the first place. And so now I'm just twisting it up. And again, anytime it starts to feel rough and or thick, then I just go ahead and use the comb to help space it out, to help, make sure the hair is even. And then keep twisting. Oh man, so I look dazed. I don't know if I'm looking I think I was just in no man's land. And I think I get that way when I twist my hair because it's automatic. Like it's just second nature. And so I really don't have to focus on it. So I'm just somewhere else. I phase out. I zone out. Because I remember twisting my hair in the wee hours of the night. And it's just like, I could probably sleep and twist my hair. I think that's probably where that comes from. Yeah, so I'm just combing this back portion here. And I'm already using the small tooth comb, so it won't be that long. And so really, I like to, I actually like protein treatments. I use several, well, not several, mainly two. And I'll have to do a review, but it's on the Basque vanilla whiskey. That's the protein treatment. And I'll do that one as well because it's a cream or it's not liquidy how Aphogee is liquidy. It's a cream. And now I'm beatboxing. Oh my gosh. And I actually like it. I like it. It's really good. So yeah, it seems like it took me about 20 minutes to, I gotta stay decent, honey, for the public. Yes, tie up, home chick. So I'm just go through this portion right here. And actually applying the protein treatment in the spray bottle, which I absolutely love. It's so much easier and it's faster. And I don't have to worry about any clogs or anything because immediately after using the protein treatment, I rinse the bottle out and I spray in, through the nozzle with clean water and make sure that it's cleaned out. And I let it air dry. And I've never had an issue with the bottle clogging or anything like that. All right, so this is the last one. Yay! Go Kira, go Kira, go Kira, go Kira. My voice, I should be called Squeakers. And it is going through smoothly, and let's make sure you get that last little bit right there. Okay, sounds good. My hair is clean though. I could hear it kind of squeaking a little bit. It's really clean. So yeah, when I use the products for protein treatments, whether if I'm using Aphogee or Basque, which has a new name. I have to tell you later. I use the entire line for my treatment. So this is my hair right after the shampoo. And twisting. And going back through. And it took me about 20 minutes to do this, to go back through and detangle. But again, I think I would definitely contribute just 20 minutes for detangling to the funnel method. And in this bottle is the Aphogee protein treatment. And it is extremely liquidy. And in the beginning, I tried just pouring it on my hair when I first did it. But I lost a lot of product. And the bottle, 16 ounces, is $22 to $24. And so I did not want to lose product. Nor did I want to waste. I just started putting it in there because it really made sense to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to take a section down. And looking back on the video, it makes sense to start at the bottom. And this is why it's important to, and I need to put that comb right there because easy access, baby, easy access. I need the comb right there. So I'm just going to skeet and spray in my hand and rub it in. Rub it down, comb through. Comb it twice. And that's it. That's it. Nope, and I'm not going to recomb it. Nor can I put that comb back in my hair because it's going to transfer protein treatment to other parts of my hair. And I should have started at the bottom. So that just starting at the bottom makes sense. Because it's going to hang. Because my hair is going to hang. And so I'm just spraying. I'm getting the comb. Combing it through. There go a face, but don't worry about it. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just a face making type of girl. And I really expect to have a smooth comb through, but I'm not getting one right now. So just for the, sorry. And for the sake of time and doing this on video, I'm not going to comb through. But you did see me comb through at least one piece. And that's normally what I do. The numbers on my back is my measuring robe. And so I'm just spraying it, saturating my hair with it. I'm going to go ahead and pin these pieces up with a claw so that they don't hang down. And this is what I should have did on the side. Start at the bottom and then let the top hang down. Oh, sorry. That's why it's really important to cup my hand behind my hair where I'm spraying. And I can just rub it all in. Yeah. Make sure I get the roots as much as possible. And here's a tip. If your hair is longer and the towel and it gets, if your hair is longer and it gets stuck on the towel or on your robe, whatever you have on covering your clothes, don't try to move your hair once it dries, because you can damage your hair. You can break it possibly. So all you have to do is just leave it. And when you rinse it out, at the end, when you rinse out the protein treatment, then just rinse the towel, your hair off the towel or off your robe. And then, you know, wring it out and hang it up. But don't just pull your hair off the robe or off the towel. Wait till you rinse and then take it off. And then just, you know, use the robe or process it as you would if you were like, if it was washi day or something. And that's what I did or do if I have that issue. And I've had it before. So I'm just spraying each section, making sure, trying not to waste any product, spraying it in my hands, rubbing it through. Moving right along to the next section. Like I said, you know, applying it with the spray bottle and being that my hair is already detangled, this was easy. Even if I didn't get a chance to comb it through, it really was easy. And I know that a lot of people have issues with the smell. I don't. And I have a sensitive nose. I don't. But let me tell you this. It smells like vinegar and eggs. That is the only thing that I can think of that I feel accurately describes what it smells like. Tell me what you think it smells like. And if you think that it smells like vinegar and eggs, you have to like the video. You have to give it a thumbs up. See, and I'm almost finished. It does not take long to do this part. Even the whole process doesn't take long. So I'm just spraying again, each section, working it through. Spraying the roots. Getting my edges, making sure I add some strength to my edges. And you know what? Natural hair needs protein. You may not need Aphogee type protein, but it needs protein because our hair, all hair, not just natural hair, but all hair is damaged to some extent. And that's what true protein treatments do. They fill in the gaps, they mend, they smooth, they just mend it and make it better, make it whole, structurally sound. That's what protein treatments do, and that's why we need them. You just need to have some type of protein. It may not be, like I said, Aphogee type keratin protein. It may be soy. It may be wheat. It may be, it can be. You have to find out what protein your hair likes and needs, and then you have to give it that. But I remember when I was on an all moisture regimen, and my hair became extremely mushy. And I turned to henna. Well, that's a whole nother post. Okay. But now I'm done. And you know what? If you look at my hair now, it has shrunk so much. That's like major shrinkage. And that's what I have left. And so I'm just going to go ahead and spray that all over. Make sure that everything is saturated. And it's starting to get sticky, like on my hands and stuff. So I just want to make sure I get it all. I do it for the tips, so I want to make sure that my ends are covered. And I need to make sure they're thoroughly saturated. Okay. Almost. You got to take care of the kinky area. Yes. Yeah, right back there. So I'm just gonna rubbing it in, and it's still, you can tell it's still kind of soft, pliable. Still very pliable. And they changed the formula too. Well, something changed because it was never that amber color, clear color. It used to be kind of cloudy. So, got to take care of my tips and my edges. I'm just rubbing it in. Oh, it's clumping really good. Can you see that? Look at there. That's why I love protein treatments. When my hair is on point with protein, I have no problems with clumpage or definition of any sort. Okay, so this was probably about 30 or 35 minutes for me to comb it through. I'm just looking at it was on the timer. And so now I'm going to go ahead and get under the dryer. If I had things to do around the house, I'll actually just let it air dry. But because I don't have anything to do, I have to type up some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get on my Mac and sit up under the hooded hair dryer for about an hour. Maybe an hour and 30, but all right, stay tuned because I'll be rinsing it out. Oh, that's my hair under the hair dryer. Hey. All right, so I am back and the protein treatment is in. It's hard. I stayed under the dryer for about an hour, maybe an hour 15, but it is hard. It's like foam type of hard. You see that? Yeah, but this is what Aphogee does. It hardens on your hair. But I'm not going to agitate it. I'm not going to move it. I'm not going to do anything to it. But I want to show you this. Look at that. That is my definition. I have like little zigzags. But if you are familiar with finger waves, like back in the 90s, how they would use the pre-con gel and, mold your hairstyle, that's pretty much what it feels like. I know a lot of people are concerned about how their hair feels about it being hard, but I'm not sure if they mean before or after. But if you're concerned about your hair being hard while you have the protein treatment in your hair and it's Aphogee, it's supposed to do that way. And it feels like a finger wave, like a molded hairstyle. Oh, I definitely would not comb it. I wouldn't do anything to it. But again, this is what Aphogee does. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and start the shower. And this is how I rinse it out. I don't do, I don't do anything to it at all. I go by the instructions, and the instructions say to just rinse it out. I don't shampoo it anymore. I don't do anything like that. I just let the water run through. That's all I do. And if you look in the back, my hair is starting to elongate because the excess protein is being rinsed off. And I can just touch it and you can see it moving. And it was a knock at the door, and yeah, it's hanging. So that's when I know that it's a sign to me or a trigger to me to let me know that the protein treatment is rinsing off. The excess is rinsing off of my strands. Yep, so I'm just rinsing it through, and for some reason it is tickling. And I keep flinching because it's tickling me. Oh my gosh. And so basically what I've done, I've just letting the water loosen my hair up. And look at that. Hold up, let me get a little closer for you. Look at that. Soft. Yeah, just purity softness. Look at that. It's pliable now. Where just a few minutes ago, it wasn't pliable. It was like foam hard. But look at that. Do you see the definition? And that's what protein treatments do for me. And, it's like a perk. I absolutely love it. All right, so here we go. I'm going back to rinsing it out. And, if you think about it, if you're looking to create a protein moisture regimen, starting with protein treatments, concentrated protein treatments, it's the first step. That's the protein part of it. And you have to figure out the frequency you need to do this to balance your protein and your moisture. And so, like I said before, for me, I could go 10 weeks where the general directions tells you to do it every 6 weeks. Well, when I tried to do it every 6 weeks, it made my hair hard, like rough. And I didn't like that. It wasn't the same when I first did it. Oh, my hair was like clouds. It was like cotton candy soft. Oh, I loved it. And that's when I knew that there was a difference between henna and protein. They were not the same. But again, that is for a different post. My experience was crazy. But now, being that it's rinsed out, now I'm going to use the balancing moisturizer. And it's Aphogee. That's the conditioner for it. And that's going to start the moisture part of it as well. And because the protein treatment was strictly for restructuring and rebuilding, it had no moisture in it at all whatsoever. So now you have to turn around and add moisture to it. And this is what the balancing moisturizer does. And so this is why, your favorite conditioner that you generally use won't work, because it is a different formulation and it has a different purpose. And it actually may just have protein in it. And where you think you're moisturizing, you're actually also adding more protein to your hair, and you don't need it. And this actually has a little slight fragrance to it. Just FYI. And you really don't need much. And that's just really another thing that I like about the Aphogee line. You don't need much when you use it. When you use it, just go for the bare minimum and add a little bit as you go. And really, even though it was like $26, or I'm sorry, $22 for that 16-ounce bottles, I will get approximately 8 protein treatments from that bottle, approximately, because I only use a couple of ounces. And on top of that, I do them every 10 weeks. And that conditioner, the Balancing Moisturizer Conditioner, you're only supposed to leave it on for like 2 or 3 minutes. Not long at all. This is the reason why I like following the directions. It doesn't require, you may think, oh, I need to leave it on for 30 minutes so that my hair can absorb it and soak it up. And nah, you don't. Follow the instructions, That's why they put them there so you don't have to waste your time. And once I learned that, oh my gosh, there was, again, 15 weeks learning, getting to know my hair. I had so many freaking revelations from that. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And so now that I had the Balancing Moisturizer on for about 3 minutes or so, I'm going to go ahead and rinse it out. I'm not going to keep it on there any longer. And my hair feels soft. And you can just see it's extremely hydrated because I have, you can see the definition, you can see the waves in it. And that's another reason how, again, 15 weeks, another thing that I learned about my hair is that when it's well moisturized, I don't have a problem with clumps and definition and seeing definition in my hair. But when my hair is dry, it holds zero. It's like a stick. It's just straight. It doesn't look good. It's no definition in it at all whatsoever. And so that's how I know, when I need to re-moisturize my hair. And when I do protein treatments, I can go basically about 7 days without adding anything to my hair. And again, from 15 weeks of getting to know my hair, it was amazing. It was an amazing 15 weeks, and I would definitely do them again. And encourage anybody out there, you, to do it if you're trying to get to know your hair. If you're still listening to your hair, for it to tell you what it needs, it's definitely doable. 15 weeks. All right, so right now I'm really just rinsing out the conditioner, and I turn down the water, the temperature on the water, because I like to do a cool rinse. And that's basically all that I'm doing right now. It's just rinsing it out. And that's it.
Thank you so much for watching. This is Kira from Centric, and don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave a comment below. If you've ever used Aphogee treatment, let me know what your experience is like. And hey, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Talk to you later. See you later. Bye. Let's just stop right there, because when you see my hair on the video where I went into showing you exactly what I did, you'll see you'll see how this actually works. It was simply amazing. And one thing that I like about conditioners, or one thing that I gauge or grade conditioners on, is their ability to detangle my hair, because I can wear my hair in a flat twist out like this, or I can wear it in a wash and go, and I may not comb it for a minute or two.